This week, there's a pro-Palestinian rally in Berlin, of all places, and the marchers are chanting, "Kill the Jews, death to Israel." And we're going to tell you why it happened. In Berlin, Inez Cyrus, the Berlin police are now investigating a Palestinian rally where the demonstrators marching in Berlin, of all places, were chanting in unison, "Death to the Jews, death to Israel." And these are phrases under criminal codes in Germany that were instituted after World War II as hate speech. And people who do this are subject to arrest. They've got very strict laws against anti-Semitism. So the police were clashing with Muslim worshipers at the Temple Mount in Al-Aqsa last week. Video captured showed that those Qassam brigades, the armed branch of Hamas, took over the Al-Aqsa Mosque. They had to be cleared out by Israeli troops because these protesters, or whatever you want to call them, terrorists, were holding Muslims hostage. And so as a solidarity with these people, there are marches in places like Berlin where Palestinians are out in the streets and their supporters are out in the streets, who I assume to be German, literally saying death to the Jews and calling for the destruction of Israel. My problem with all of this is, besides the hate speech, who's really behind these demonstrations and why are they allowed to be organized and advertised? And only after there's 1,000 people in the streets calling for death to the Jews, do the police do something about it as an afterthought?
Well, there are many different reasons. Let me start here. Unfortunately, we're at a point, not just in Berlin, across the globe, we're at a point where being sympathetic to Palestinians and looking the other way when anti-Semitism is right in your face is the new fashion. It's kind of sort of not having straight friends and going for transgender friends. You're a good person if you do that. It's the same thing with this situation. Now, would you, Barry, would you want to channel their anger and hatred toward Jews to you and have them come behead you because you're trying to stop them from beheading Jews? Because let's be realistic for a minute. All Muslims, specifically IRGC, Hamas, Palestinian Authority, have absolutely proven that if you get in the way of us killing Jews, we're going to kill you and then continue killing Jews. It's just a proven history. I mean, you cover it way better than I do, but there is such a thing known as pay per slay. Palestinians get paid to go kill Jews. And guess what? Every Western country is funding this program. Why would you think police is going to do anything about it? Even if they do investigate, it's going to fade away. It's going to go away. The file's going to disappear. Nobody's going to do anything about it because nobody wants to anger Muslims. Remember, we are supposed to stop provoking them so they don't come kill us. That's the system.
Your update is horrible. And I think you're right. And whatever's being done now is obviously not working because it's getting much worse. And as you said, they know in advance when these marches are being organized because they don't do it secretly. It's not an underground organization. My goodness, they create websites for it and support it. And you have somebody like Roger Waters in Germany promoting the same thing from the stage of his Pink Floyd reunion concerts, where he's calling for basically the destruction of Israel, and Palestine will be free from the river to the sea. And that's the Jordan to the Mediterranean, meaning no more Israel. And his concerts still go on, and 50 to 100,000 people fill stadiums with their hard-earned money to pay him to give that garbage out in public.
Well, ironically, that's because 90% of human society has become comfortably numb.
Thank goodness for warriors like you, young lady. We sure appreciate you. And for those of you in ATP land, thanks for joining us today. For Barry Nussbaum at ATP, we appreciate you coming along for the ride.